My child, attention, now. Stop scrolling, still your hands, still your eyes, still your racing thoughts. Do not skip this, do not treat this as background, do not half listen while you move on to something else. When I call for your attention like this, it is because something important has arrived. This is not entertainment. This is not ambient comfort. This is appointment. If you are seeing this now, it is finally your time. I arranged this intersection. I moved this word to meet you in real time. I am not interrupting you to add more noise. I am interrupting you to remove it. I am breaking through your routine because routine has almost trained you to miss me. My voice is not competing. My voice is commanding, not to control you, but to free you from drift, not to shame you, but to secure you for what is opening. My timing does not rush and it does not lag. It aligns. And right now, a precise alignment window has opened over your life. Hear me. Your next breakthrough is not waiting on more striving. It is waiting on your attention and your immediate, steady responsiveness. Move nothing else to the top of your screen. Do not open another tab in your mind. Bring your whole self to this moment, the ache you don't speak of, the questions you filed away, the fatigue you pretend is normal. I am speaking to you, not to the idea of you, not to a crowd you disappear in. My child, listen carefully now. If you are seeing this, I ordered it. If your heart is pricking, I am touching it. If tears rise, I am near. You have felt interrupted lately. Plans stalling, calls dropping, appointments shifting, strange tensions, small glitches that added up. You named it bad luck. You named it anxiety. You told yourself to push through and ignore the hum under your skin. But I am telling you clearly, those were my merciful handbrakes. Those were not sabotage. They were signals. That restlessness was not panic. It was alignment forming inside you before anything moved around you. I kept you from going deeper into rooms I am now closing. I slowed you when speed would have cost you clarity. I pulled you aside when the crowd would have drowned my whisper. This is why I am here right now like this. I am not entertaining you. I am appointing you. I am ushering you into a window where small present obedience moves more than months of striving ever could. Understand the weight of this. Moments like this are not repeated casually. Windows open for those who are ready to step through. Your readiness is not perfection. It is responsiveness. Attention is obedience in real time. If you treat this lightly, you will miss the weight of it. If you give me your full attention, you will feel the snap of alignment in your spirit. Breathe. Put both feet on the ground. Unclench your jaw. Let your shoulders fall. Whisper, I am listening. That is not ritual. That is permission. You have felt alone with your questions, but you have never been unattended. I watched you push through silent corridors, show up faithfully when applause was absent, keep promises to yourself when no one would have known if you let them go. Silence was not absence. Silence was alignment forming. I did not abandon you. I was positioning you. This interruption is the evidence. Do not confuse my firmness with distance. I am firm because the window is precise. I am tender because you are mine. I am interrupting you because movement is required, not explosive, panicked movement, clean, responsive movement, a step, a yes, a call made, a door closed, a word written. You will know what I mean as you listen. Over the next minutes, I will name the pattern you kept noticing and free you from the labels you put on it. I will explain why the disquiet would not lift and why delays formed a strength you cannot see yet. But first, bring me your undivided attention. That is the doorway. Cross it now. Do not minimize what you feel in your body. The quickening, the ache, the sudden clarity. That is not hype. That is alignment. I am sorting what is of me and what is not. I am peeling off agreements you made with fear while you were tired. I am restoring your ability to notice me in the plainness of an ordinary moment. Learn this now. Alignment begins on the inside. Awareness shifts before outcomes ever do. You are ahead of the manifestation, not mistaken about it. I have moved obstacles that would have swallowed you last year. I have stitched together timings you could not arrange if you tried for a century. I have protected your name when it was easier to let it be misunderstood. And now I am asking a simple thing with eternal consequence. Stay here with me. Do not scroll. Do not silence this word with distraction. Do not return to the comfort of numbness, because presence feels vulnerable. Let the mercy of this interruption do its work. You asked for a sign. You prayed for confirmation. You have it. The interruption you are in right now is the sign. My peace will hold your attention. My precision will steady your steps. My voice will cut through the haze. If you will attend to me in this very moment, I will align your next ones. If you are seeing this now, it is because I arranged it. Not early, not late. Divine timing meeting your life in real time. Stay with me through these next moments. I will tell you what the restlessness really was. I will show you why I delayed what you wanted. I will honor the unseen endurance that qualified you, and I will give you the next clear step. But the first act is this. Receive the mercy of this interruption. Say yes to being stopped. This is not random content. This is a divine intervention meant to realign you now. My child, listen carefully now. That restlessness you kept misnaming was not anxiety. It was not bad luck. It was me calling you into alignment. Receive that as doctrine. Let it settle past your arguments and your coping patterns. That tug under your ribs. That quickened breath when you tried to return to what used to feel normal. I authored that signal. I placed a holy dissonance in your familiar places, so you would stop treating comfort as confirmation. I would not allow the old patterns to fit you anymore because they no longer carry who you are becoming. You wondered why you could no longer tolerate conversations you once entertained for hours. The small compromises, the cyclical complaints, the gossip that dressed itself as concern, they exhausted you. That was not you becoming harsh. That was me upgrading your appetite. You felt bored with what used to satisfy you. The shows, the routines, the constant noise, all of it flattened, lost flavor. That was not depression swallowing your joy. That was me withdrawing the sweetness from what cannot nourish you anymore. I did that because I am moving you. I did that because alignment requires new fuel. You noticed how your body would not cooperate with the old pace. Sleep that broke in the middle of the night for no reason. Mornings that woke you with a sentence in your spirit you could not shake. Energy that drained strangely when you tried to say yes to what your heart had already outgrown. That was not weakness. That was warning. I was sounding the alarm in your nervous system to turn your face toward me. I was teaching you to trust the instruments I placed inside you. Your discomfort was not punishment. Your discomfort was direction. Silence was not absence. Silence was alignment forming. When you asked and I did not rush to fill the air, I was calibrating your hearing. I was removing static. I was stretching your trust beyond transaction. I was training you to know me by presence, not by constant novelty. This is why the noise now feels unbearable. This is why distraction tastes stale. Your spirit is maturing. Your senses are sharpening. You are being fitted to carry clarity, not just chase it. Do you want to know why you keep feeling interrupted lately? Do you want to know why small plans fumbled, why a call dropped at precisely the wrong moment, why a meeting that would have cemented your direction suddenly vanished? It was not sabotage. It was me. Movement is required. I interrupted what would have tethered you to a version of you I am now retiring. I disrupted sequences that were about to lock you into misalignment out of politeness or inertia. I placed mercy in the form of inconvenience, so you would not mistake busyness for progress. You asked to be led. I am leading you, but I am leading you from the inside out. Internal change always precedes external manifestation. Awareness shifts first. Desires rearrange first. Capacity increases quietly, and then the door opens. You were ahead of the manifestation, not mistaken about it. The pressure you felt was a growth, not collapse. The ache you felt was stretching, not breaking. The impatience you fought was a sign that your inner clock knew a window was approaching, even when your calendar did not. My child, hear the pattern. You tried to re-enter certain rooms, and your peace left. You tried to agree to certain projects, and your energy sagged before you began. You tried to explain away your hesitation, to be reasonable, to keep everyone comfortable. But the more you attempted to shrink back, the louder the restlessness grew. That is because restlessness was my shepherd's staff, pressing gently against your side, turning you back to the line of movement I arranged for you. You felt out of place because you are out of place in places I am releasing you from. You feel newly sensitive because you have been upgraded for precision. You prayed for courage. I am giving it by making compromise uncomfortable. You prayed for clarity. I am giving it by making misalignment obvious. You prayed for peace. I am giving it by insisting your choices match what you already know. I am not confusing you. I am clarifying you. I am not teasing you. I am teaching you attention. This is why certain friendships feel strained without a clear argument. This is why certain topics now feel heavy on your tongue. This is why certain invitations cannot find a yes in you, even when the opportunity looks golden. Your no is being sanctified for a higher yes. Do not misread your tears. They are not evidence that you are falling apart. They are the waters of release washing the grit from your sight. Do not misread your lack of enthusiasm for what everyone else celebrates. That is not ungratefulness. That is misfit. I am not calling you into pride. I am calling you into precision. There is a difference. I am not asking you to despise what was. I am asking you to discern what is. Honor what served you, then set it down. Bless what fed you, then move on. You cannot be anchored to yesterday's portion and carry tomorrow's assignment without tearing. I know you asked, why can't I just be okay with this? Because I love you too much to leave you in almost right. Because I designed your spirit to recognize its coordinates when they line up with my will. Your inner unrest is not cruel. It is kind. It is the kindness that kept you from signing what looked safe but would have caged you. It is the kindness that kept you from obligating yourself to patterns that would drain your oil. It is the kindness that kept you awake when numbness would have been easier. Numbness is not safety. Numbness is delay. Awake is alignment. Ask yourself now and answer honestly in my presence. Where did your peace lift? Where did your patience evaporate without cause? Where did your body whisper no while your logic argued yes? Those are your markers. I placed them there. I did not design you to navigate this window by sight alone. I designed you to read the currents of my spirit inside your chest. Stop calling it overreacting. Stop apologizing for feeling what I am highlighting. Call it what it is. Guidance. You are not breaking down. You are breaking out. You are not behind. You are being brought into precision. You are not hard to please. You are hard to mislead. Allow the restlessness to finish its work. Let it push you to close the tab that keeps reopening old agreements. Let it move you to step out of conversations that rehearse smallness. Let it lead you into stillness where I edit your list and return your yes to what I am breathing on. This is not about chasing a mood. This is about matching your life to my movement. When I interrupt, movement is required, not chaos, not panic. Clean, immediate, steady responsiveness. Pay attention to the next nudge, the quiet instruction that surfaces repeatedly. I will not shout over what you refuse to release, but I will amplify peace around what I am calling you toward. You will notice it. Peace, precision, and quiet confirmation, without chaos. Even now, as you listen, I am bringing to mind the one call you must make, the one door you must close, the one small obedience that will unlock the larger path. Do not argue with it. Do not delay it. Say yes inside, and your steps will follow. My child, breathe. This is alignment forming inside you. This is me shaping your appetite, refining your ear, tightening your circle, strengthening your no, purifying your yes. Let the old patterns loosen their grip. Let the familiar discomfort do its job. Do not medicate away what is meant to move you. Attend to me, and I will turn this inner stirring into outer steps. Not early, not late. In the precision of my timing meeting, your life in real time. My child, listen carefully now. I have been trying to get your attention, not once, not twice, again and again. I scattered markers across your days like breadcrumbs, but routine and politeness tried to sweep them away. I is not vague, it is focused. Look back with me for a moment and see the precision of what you called coincidence. Repeated delays at the exact same point in the process. Sudden cancellations only when you were about to bind yourself to something you no longer had peace about. Doors closing at the last second after you overrode the nudge to pause. The same conversation circling back with a new face until you learned what you kept avoiding. I did that. I authored those interruptions as mercy. Ask yourself, why did it keep falling apart right when you decided to push harder? Why couldn't you force it, even with your best effort, your best pitch, your best timing? Why did people who seemed so certain melt away at the signing table? Because I was separating you from what cannot go with you. Because I love you too much to let you succeed into misalignment. Because momentum without me would have become a prison you built with your own yes. Hear me name it clearly. I blocked what you begged for because it would have broken you. I tangled what looked simple because underneath it was a snare. I let calls drop, meetings reschedule, and interest cool because the attachment you were about to form would have drained the oil I have entrusted to you. I pulled your energy when you tried to fund what I did not commission. I removed the sweetness from the option that would have kept you small out of nostalgia. I closed the door you kept prying open because on the other side was a version of you I am not willing to lose. You prayed, "Open the door if it is you." I answered by closing the door because it was not me. You asked, "Give me a sign." I answered by allowing the same friction to rise each time you ignored your peace. You declared, "I can make this work," and I whispered, "You could, but it will cost what you cannot afford." My child, I have not been silent. I have been surgical. I have been meticulous in the way I interrupt, in the way I ease, in the way I lift your peace or let it go quiet. Silence was not absence. Silence was alignment forming. An interruption was mercy doing its work. Pay attention to the pattern of protection you keep mislabeling as bad luck. Each time you tried to re-enter the old city, travel fell apart. Each time you agreed to the thing you already knew was off, your body protested and your calendar collapsed. Each time you entertained the flattering offer that bypassed your discernment, confusion swelled around your mind like fog. But when you took the small, unglamorous step I kept bringing to the surface, ease returned. When you honored the quiet no I placed within you, favor rose around you like oxygen. When you waited the extra day I asked for, the right door opened with no strain. That is not chance. That is me shepherding you by peace and precision. I repeat a lesson not to shame you, but to save you. I do not test to fail you. I repeat to heal you. I let the same configuration appear in different clothes, a different job with the same compromise, a different relationship with the same imbalance, a different opportunity with the same cost to your soul. Because I am committed to your freedom, not your performance. You asked to grow. Growth requires recognition. Recognition requires attention. Do you remember the week everything you planned slid sideways? The babysitter canceled, the car light blinked, the person you were trying to impress became unreachable, and a stray comment pierced your composure. You called it an attack and rushed to fix everything. But pause and look again. That was the week you were about to say yes to an agreement that would have obligated your future attention away from me. I pulled the brake. I forced a pause. I cost you a moment so I could save you a decade. Mercy is sometimes packaged as inconvenience. Do you remember the opportunity that seemed to answer every practical concern? The numbers added up. The timing looked clean. The welcome felt warm. But each time you approached it, your peace drained and your clarity dimmed. You could not explain it without sounding ungrateful. You tried to be reasonable. You tried to be a team player, but you could not force it. Why? Because I was standing in the doorway with a firm hand on your chest, saying, "Not this one." I was not punishing you. I was protecting you from a partnership that would have traded your inheritance for immediate relief. And the people. Yes, the people. The one who kept leaving you waiting. The one whose enthusiasm only returned when you offered to carry their part. The one who praised you in public but nudged you toward smaller self in private. Why did it keep unraveling when you tried to secure it? Because I was loosening knots you tied when you were lonely. Because I was ending the cycle of you earning space at tables I never sat you at. I am not against them. I am for your alignment. I release with kindness what cannot travel into the window I have opened. Listen to me. I will never require compromise to deliver calling. I will never ask you to abandon peace to grasp provision. I will never trade your integrity for speed. When you feel that trade on the table, it is not me. And when the trades keep failing, it is me. I am reorganizing your life around what I actually said, not what fear negotiated. This is why the interruptions intensified as the window drew near. The closer the alignment, the louder the mercy. Now, hear the correction that will free you. Attention is the price of alignment. Without attention, you call protection bad luck. Without attention, you rename guidance as sabotage and spend your strength fighting me instead of following me. With attention, you recognize the pattern and step with it. With attention, you stop apologizing for being led and start arranging your life around my voice. Attention is obedience in real time. It is not busy. It is not dramatic. It is a soft yes that moves your feet. So, what do you do now? Start by naming the patterns out loud before me. You delayed this to protect me. You canceled that meeting to rescue me. You closed that door to keep me from smaller. Bless what I closed. Release your demand to understand every detail before you move. Thank me for every no that preserved your yes. Ask me simply and sincerely, what are you highlighting right now? Then listen. The next instruction will not require theatrics. It will require honesty. Perhaps it is an email you will not send. Perhaps it is a number you will finally block. Perhaps it is a quiet withdrawal from an expectation you accepted to avoid disappointing others. I will make it clear as you attend. My child, do not make me shout to win what I can lead with a whisper. Do not wait for chaos to authorize your change when peace has already pointed the way. Do not waste more hours arguing with the mercy that kept you from being swallowed. Lift your eyes. I am here. I am not punishing you with delays. I am positioning you with precision. Recognize me in the patterns you couldn't ignore, and as you recognize me, respond. Stay present, stay soft, stay teachable. You are not late. You are being aligned, and I am the one interrupting to save your life from lesser paths. My child, listen carefully now. You thought you were late. You looked at clocks that were never set for your journey and judged yourself by alarms that were not mine. You measured by their launches, their milestones, their applause, and anxiety rose like a tide around your ankles. But I am telling you clearly, my timing does not rush, and it does not lag. It aligns, not early, not late. When I say now, it is because now is ready, inside you and around you. Do you see how panic always grows when you stare at someone else's calendar? Do you see how shame always swells when you add up their years and subtract your confidence? That is because comparison is a broken compass. It can shout, but it cannot guide. You have not been stalled. You have been synchronized. While you accused yourself of being behind, I was setting your inner clock to my movement so that when the window opened, you would not sprint blindly. You would step precisely. Hear me define it plainly. An alignment moment is when internal readiness meets external opening. It is when the peace within you, the instruction I've been whispering, and the provision I've arranged outside you arrive at the same intersection. Windows do not open to flatter you. Windows open to carry you. Missed windows do not equal permanent loss. They create extended delay, not as punishment but as the natural effect of misalignment. When a train passes, another will come, but the journey takes longer because attention wavered when responsiveness was required. I am patient, I am kind, but I am also precise. Respond when I nudge, and you will ride the current I prepared for you. You called the last months delay. I call them foundation. This is not delay to deny you. This is delay to prepare you, not to embarrass you, to stabilize you, not to tease you, to train you. While you waited, I was increasing capacity. While you wrestled, I was purifying motive. While you endured in private, I was anchoring identity. I could have rushed you into visibility without roots, but wind would have become your teacher. I let waiting be your teacher instead, so that wind would be your witness, not your undoing. You said, but everything around me looks unchanged. I answer, internal movement always precedes visible movement. I was preparing your heart before I moved your circumstances. I edited appetites, I sharpened senses, I raised your threshold for compromise until it could not hide inside being nice. The restlessness you felt was alignment forming, and that restlessness is proof that the window is near. You were not late. You were early inside, early enough to be uncomfortable, early enough to feel the swell before the shore appeared. You are ahead of the manifestation, not mistaken about it. Do not misread my pace. I do not rush you to prove something to spectators, and I do not slow you to punish. I move you by design. Speed without structure is collapse. Acceleration without alignment is strain that calls itself success until it breaks. I do not lead you into strain. I lead you into stride. My timing carries ease, not laziness. Ease meaning fit. When your steps match my cadence, you will notice something holy. The same task that used to drain you now flows. The same conversation that once tangled you now clears. The same decision that once shook you now settles. That is what alignment feels like. You ask, but what about the years I lost? The chances I watched pass? The energy I spent in circles? Hear me, I am the redeemer of time. I convert lessons into leverage. I turn what looked like detours into maps you will later hand to others. Not a year was wasted if it made you wise. Not a season was empty if it taught you to read my peace. The harvest of endurance is acceleration without fracture. The platform of patience is influence without pretense. What seemed slow will become swift once it is stable. Swift, not sloppy. Swift, not frantic. Swift because alignment removes unnecessary friction. Look closely and you will see markers that my timing is on you. Conversations that once spiraled now crystallize. The person you needed 3 months from now is already reaching out. The project that insisted on rushing you suddenly pauses, making room for quality. The appetite for old distractions has dried up without effort. The one instruction I kept repeating has returned today with clarity and peace, and the resources required are small but available. That is not coincidence. That is divine timing meeting your life in real time. Stop rehearsing the myth of lateness. Withdraw your spirit from the courtroom of other people's clocks. Your call is not on their schedule. Your anointing is not graded on their curve. Many start strong, few stay steady. You stayed. I chose you not because you finished fastest, but because you refused to quit when applause turned off. Selection is not about speed. It is about substance. Substance is what carries the weight of what is now approaching. Listen to the contrasts I am placing before you so you do not fall back into old measurements. This is not delay to deny you. It is delay to prepare you. This is not me hiding you to humble you. It is me holding you to heal you. This is not me saying no to your future. It is me saying not yet to your fracture. I do not embarrass my children to educate them. I stabilize them so that when they stand, they do not sway with every wind. Let this correction quiet the noise inside you. Now, about responsiveness. Alignment is not forced, it is followed. I will not drag you through the window. I invite you and I witness your yes by peace. Your next step will not be spectacular, but it will be specific. It might be a phone call you schedule during this exact window instead of sometime next week. It might be 10 minutes of focused writing after you end this word. It might be a clear boundary communicated without apology. Small, obedient steps collapse imaginary lateness. Lateness is often the fruit of scattered attention, not closed doors. Gather your attention, and time gathers around you. My child, breathe and agree with me. Not early, not late. Say it again until shame has no argument left. Not early, not late. I am not moving you by panic. I am aligning you by peace. When I interrupt, movement is required, but it is clean movement. No flailing, no proving, no performance. You do not have to convince opportunity to love you. I have already spoken to rooms on your behalf. Your task is to arrive as yourself, carrying the clarity you earned in quiet places. Do you want to know how you will feel as you step? Light but not empty, urgent but not rushed, focused but not harsh. The marks of my timing are peace, precision, and confirmation without chaos. When chaos demands you hurry, step back. When peace steadies your hands and a simple next step shines, step in. Keep your eyes on me, not on the countdown others project toward you. I will pace you. I will place you. I will keep you from both premature exposure and paralyzing delay. Lift your head. Release the accusation of too late. Lay down the fantasy that earlier would have been easier. Earlier would have been weaker. Earlier would have been shakier. Earlier would have broken what I am now ready to build through you. You are arriving now because you are ready now. The window is not theoretical, it is present. Your restlessness was the bell. My interruption is the door. Your responsiveness is the hinge. Step with me, immediately, steadily, and you will feel the snap of alignment. Not early, not late. Aligned. My child, listen carefully now. The delay was not denial. Do not treat this as punishment. Do not treat this as randomness. I was building capacity in you so you could carry what is approaching without breaking under it. When I say capacity, I do not mean more ambition or louder effort. I mean the inner architecture that can hold blessing without bending into burnout. I mean emotional stability that does not swing with compliments or criticism. I mean discernment that sees through the glitter to the cost. I mean patience that stays present instead of panicking for shortcuts. I mean character that does not negotiate integrity when the room is excited and the stakes feel high. I mean the ability to steward increase, relationships, resources, responsibility without self-destruction. That is what I have been shaping. That is why I did not rush you. Hear the triad and let it settle. The delay refined your motives, strengthened your boundaries, and purified your voice. Your motives moved from proving to serving, from watch me to use me. Your boundaries, no longer thin walls patched with apology, but clear lines drawn by peace, able to hold your yes secure and your no clean. Your voice, stripped of panic and people-pleasing, gaining weight because it is no longer trying to win a crowd. It is carrying what I actually said. What you called waiting was training. What you called stillness was strength building. What you called silence was alignment forming. Look back with me and let me rename what bruised you. Rejection was redirection. The no you took personal was my hand on your back, turning you away from a corridor that would have cost your future. Closed doors were protection. The lock you could not pick was me, keeping you from a room heavy with invisible compromise. Isolation produced clarity. When voices thinned and your phone quieted, I detoxed you from opinions so you could recognize my whisper again. Being overlooked was hidden formation. I hid you because applause would have rewarded performance before you had roots deep enough to outlast it. I did not punish you by withholding stages. I preserved you by giving you a foundation. Capacity is not glamour. Capacity is the unseen strength to hold contradiction without splintering, to be urgent yet unhurried, to be visible yet private with me, to carry authority without domineering, to deliver excellence without worshiping outcomes. Capacity is your nervous system learning. My peace as its baseline, so adrenaline is no longer mistaken for anointing. Capacity is your attention becoming a stewarded resource, not an open door for every demand. So I trained you. I trained you to recognize the tug of war between pace and peace and to choose peace without apology. I trained you to say no without inventing an emergency to justify it. I trained you to rest as an act of faith, not as a reward you earn after overextending. I trained you to stop narrating your worth by your productivity. I trained you to recover quickly after disappointment, to return to alignment in minutes rather than months. These lessons are not soft. They are steel under your skin. Consider the container and the contents. Increase is not only about more poured in, it is about a container that can hold what is poured without cracking. Visibility raises temperature. Responsibility adds weight. Influence pulls at motives like gravity. A thin vessel warps under heat. A shallow root system tips in wind. So I thickened the walls. I deepened the roots. I gave you practice carrying smaller weights so tendons and ligaments, your unseen systems, could learn the load. You felt it as repetition, as routine, as boredom sometimes. But repetition was rehearsal for endurance. Boredom was your appetite being rewired away from constant novelty toward constancy. Even your tears were part of the wash that cleared grit from your vision, so you could see straight when opportunities shimmer. Do you understand what would have happened if I rushed you into the very thing you prayed for before capacity took shape? The room would have celebrated who you perform as, not who you are. The pace would have seduced your ego and starved your soul. The offers would have braided you into obligations that paid you handsomely, while stealing your voice by inches. The criticism would have pierced you because boundaries were still soft. The loneliness of leadership would have surprised you because you had not yet learned to make me your first audience. I did not deny you glory. I denied you a timeline that would have weaponized glory against you. Notice the marks of the capacity I built. You can hear "not yet" now without spiraling into shame. You can bless a closed door without launching a campaign to pry it open. You can sit with lack of clarity for a day and find me in the silence instead of rushing to fill it with noise. You can distinguish urgency from manipulation. You can walk away from flattery and feel no loss. You can hold position when others sprint, because you finally trust my cadence more than their countdown. This is growth. This is proof that the waiting worked. I withheld speed to give you strength. I withheld spotlight to build sight. I withheld certain partnerships to heal your need to be needed. I withheld applause to restore your appetite for my approval. I withheld easy wins to extract the addicting burn of hustle from your worship. None of that was to break your spirit. All of it was to fortify your spirit. The delay did not make you smaller, it made you sound. The kind of sound that does not crack when expectation rises around you. The kind of sound that steadies other people's nerves because yours rest on me. Now hear the shift I am calling you into. Stop panicking about pace and start partnering with preparation. When you agree with what the waiting has built, anxiety loosens its grip on your timeline. Partnership looks like honoring the muscles I gave you, using them, not doubting them. Partnership looks like practicing patience on purpose, choosing process over performance, trust over hurry, quality over quantity, alignment over applause. Partnership looks like noticing when your peace lifts and refusing to bully yourself into commitments that your spirit cannot carry. Partnership looks like asking me simply, what strength are you highlighting today? And then applying it in small, faithful steps. You prayed, make me ready. I answered by making you sturdy. You prayed, increase me. I answered by increasing the size of your no and the weight of your yes. You prayed, open doors. I answered by first teaching you which doors to stop knocking on. My child, I have not wasted your time. I have converted it into capacity. I have turned frustration into discernment, impatience into endurance, insecurity into anchored identity. This is why your voice carries differently now. It is not louder, it is clearer, it is not harsher, it is truer. And I want you to know this with certainty so you stop apologizing for who you became in the waiting. What you endured privately was not invisible to me. I saw the small obediences that no one applauded. I saw you choose integrity when convenience purred a cheaper path. I saw you get up on mornings where no outcome was guaranteed, simply because you said yes to me again. That endurance did more than preserve you. It qualified you. Let peace settle in you as I say this. You are capable of carrying what is coming. You are not arriving fragile. You are arriving formed. So breathe. Receive the delay as the gift it was. Stop calling it by the names fear gave it. Call it preparation. Call it protection. Call it my kindness working slowly and thoroughly. So your future will be joyful, not just impressive. As the window opens, you will feel the difference. Not flailing, but stride. Not proving, but presence. Not chaos, but peace and precision with quiet confirmation. When I interrupt, movement is required. But now your movement is clean because your capacity is real. Not early, not late. Aligned and able. My child, listen carefully now. Do not treat this as noise. Do not minimize what I am about to name. I saw what no one applauded. I witnessed what no one posted. I counted what no one counted. I am not speaking vaguely. I am speaking to you. If you are hearing this, it is finally your time. I am not entertaining you. I am appointing you. This is divine timing meeting your life in real time. I saw the nights you sat in quiet rooms and refused to curse me when outcomes did not match your prayers. I saw the mornings you rose without answers and chose integrity anyway. I saw the tears you swallowed so others would not wear your storm. I saw you bless people who did not bless you back. I saw you serve when it was inconvenient, give when it was costly, and stay when running looked easier. I saw you delete the message you wanted to send because you would not let your pain become a weapon. I saw you apologize first to keep your heart clean. I saw you pull back from rooms that rewarded your compromise. I saw you close your laptop and go to sleep so hustle would not be your god. I saw the private recalibrations, the quiet withdrawals, the boundaries taught by peace, not by pride. I saw it all. You thought it did not count because applause did not come. Hear me, heaven recorded what earth ignored. The metrics they used to measure you had no category for faithfulness in hidden places, but I do. Many start strong, few stay steady. You stayed, not because you felt invincible, but because you chose my voice when it cost you momentum. Not because you were perfect, but because you were willing to be taught, willing to be corrected, willing to be held in place when everything in you wanted to surge ahead. That willingness under pressure qualified you. You wanted to know, why me? Do you want to know why I chose you specifically? It was never random. I chose you because your heart stayed soft in heat. I chose you because your humility survived disappointment. I chose you because you were teachable when your plans were interrupted. I chose you not because you dazzled rooms, but because you refused to negotiate your soul to sit at tables I never set for you. Selection is not about speed. It is about substance. Not because you were flawless, but because you were faithful in small things. Not because you never fell, but because you kept getting up and coming back to me without resentment covering your vision. Name the truth with me now so confusion breaks. You are not overlooked. You are positioned. You are not behind. You are prepared. You are not forgotten. You are appointed. Refuse to rehearse counterfeit labels written by comparison. Withdraw your spirit from the courtroom of their timelines. I have been forming your identity while I formed your capacity. Identity first, capacity second, visibility last. This order was not to frustrate you. It was to fortify you. I am placing my name on you in a way that pressure cannot smudge. Listen to what I saw and let it heal your memory. I saw you choose forgiveness when retaliation could have been praised as strength. I saw you choose quiet excellence when shortcuts were available. I saw you stop explaining yourself to people who only listened to assign blame. I saw you grieve cleanly instead of making bitterness your banner. I saw you keep your word when no one was checking. I saw you close the tab, end the conversation, drive the long way home, breathe and pray instead of escalating. You think these are small. They are not small to me. These are the seams that hold mantles. These are the fibers that do not tear under weight. And hear this soberly. Chosen identity is not hype. It is holy responsibility. It carries an assignment, not just a title. I do not crown for decoration. I commission for service. Being chosen means I trust you to represent me when the room is loud and when the room is empty. Being chosen means I now expect your attention to sharpen and your responsiveness to increase. Being chosen means you will not traffic in outrage for influence or sell your peace for speed. It means you will ask me, you will wait for me, you will step when I say step, even when optics say sprint. I am elevating you for impact, not for image, and impact requires obedience in real time. Do not let imposter whispers return when I open the door. The proof you seek is already inside your story. Endurance under silence, wisdom under pressure, gentleness under provocation, boundaries without bitterness, courage without theatrics. That is calling talking. That is evidence of preparation. That is the seal of my work in you. When insecurity rises, answer with what I already said. Not because I was perfect, but because I was willing. Say it until shame loses its leverage. Not because I was perfect, but because I was willing to be led, willing to begin again, willing to honor peace over popularity. You have wondered if the room will recognize you when you arrive. Hear me. You do not need the room to recognize you for me to recognize you in the room. I am already speaking your name into conversations you have not heard yet. I am already softening hearts that once resisted you. I am already arranging tasks that fit your new strength, so fruit follows faithfulness. When you enter, enter as who you became in the waiting. Do not shrink to make old expectations comfortable. Do not swell to impress those who did not steward you. Be steady, be simple, be true. Allow the weight I put in you to carry the moment more than your volume or your velocity. Let me tell you what else I saw so you stop disqualifying yourself with old evidence. I saw you confess when you were wrong. I saw you repair. I saw you seek counsel. I saw you repent without performance and pivot without self-hatred. I saw you stop over-explaining healthy limits to people committed to misunderstanding you. I saw how you learned to turn your phone face down when I asked for your eyes. I saw you honor mundane work with holy attention. I saw your worship ring out on quiet Tuesdays when no one filmed it. These are marks of stewardship. These are the fingerprints of someone I can trust with more. So receive your name again, chosen. Say it without theatrics. Let it land with gravity, not hype. Chosen because you stayed. Chosen because you let me shape you. Chosen because you let me say no without calling me cruel. Chosen to carry, not just to be carried. Chosen to build, not just to be blessed. Chosen to lead with peace and precision, not with panic and performance. This is identity, and identity precedes assignment. Assignment requires attention. Attention births responsiveness. We will speak of responsiveness next, but feel the hinge now. Your yes must be swifter, your ear must be clearer, your feet must be honest. My child, attention. Do not scroll past this mantle as if it were a mood. Stand in it, breathe in it, agree with me. I am positioned, I am prepared, I am appointed. Let these words push back the fog. Let them organize you on the inside. I am not late in calling you forth because I was never guessing. I was witnessing. I was weighing. I was waiting for the inner you to match the outer window. That match has arrived. Your private endurance has become public authority. Wear it lightly, carry it deeply, and be ready to move when I whisper. Your identity is settled. Your assignment is live. Attention now, because responsiveness will unlock what only alignment can carry. My child, attention. Do not scroll past this. Do not treat this as noise. I am not offering suggestions. I am issuing instruction. Alignment is not forced. Alignment is responded to. Your next breakthrough does not hinge on louder effort or frantic reach. It hinges on attention, obedience in real time. When I nudge, respond now, not later. When I interrupt, movement is required. This is not entertainment. This is appointment. This is divine timing meeting your life in real time. Name the enemy clearly so you stop calling it normal. Distraction is not harmless. It is theft. Noise is not neutral. It is numbing your hearing. Constant scrolling is not rest. It is a drip of delay that dulls sensitivity to my whisper. Compulsive busyness is not faithfulness. It is fear wearing productivity like armor. Routine almost made you miss what I am doing because routine can become a ritual that worships predictability instead of me. Break rank with that pattern now. I am interrupting you because alignment is open and requires your presence, not your performance. Hear me make the contrast sharp so you stop negotiating with half steps. This is not motivation to pump your mood. This is instruction to calibrate your movement. This is not a content moment to collect. This is a commissioning moment to complete. If you are seeing this now, it is finally your time to move differently. Attention first. Responsiveness next. You have carried revelation. Now carry response. Many gather words and grow heavy with unacted truth. You will not be that one. You will gather and go. You will listen and act. You will move at the speed of peace. Responsiveness is not frantic speed. It is faithful speed. It is swiftness without panic. It is small, exact, timely steps. that match my cadence. Responsiveness is your yes, arriving before excuses multiply. Responsiveness is your feet telling anxiety, you do not lead me anymore. Responsiveness is your eye turning toward me mid-task, your phone face down, your heart saying, "Speak, I am listening," and your body following through. Attention is the price of alignment. Pay it with focus, pay it with time, pay it with immediate obedience in the small things that feel beneath announcement and therefore hold the most power. Let me teach you the posture that receives and moves. Soft heart, quick ear, steady feet, soft heart, so you are correctable without shame. Quick ear, so you register nuance, the difference between impulse and instruction. Steady feet, so you execute without thrashing. Do not bargain with what I make simple. Do not extend what I made short. Do not overtalk what I designed to be done. I am not rushing you into chaos. I am pacing you into clarity, urgent but unhurried, focused but kind, precise without becoming rigid. This is how responsiveness feels. I will not leave you in vague inspiration. Here is how you respond inside the next 24 hours. Stop for 10 focused minutes of silence with me. Phone in another room. Close the loop of distractions. Breathe and ask one question. What is the one instruction you are highlighting right now? Write it down as a sentence, not a paragraph. Choose the smallest step that moves that sentence forward and do it within the hour, if it is safe to do so, or schedule it today with a timestamp if it requires coordination. Clear one visible distraction from your environment that keeps stealing your attention. Delete one app, close 3 unnecessary tabs, put the object away, move the chair that faces your TV. Communicate one boundary you have delayed because you feared disappointment. Short, clear, kind. Prepare one tool you will need for the path ahead. Create the document, open the folder, pack the bag, charge the device. If the instruction involves someone else, send the message without padding it in apology. If it involves money, sow with peace, not for show. Even a small seed breaks the fear of scarcity. End the 24 hours by returning to me for 5 minutes and saying, "I did the step. Is there anything else for today?" Then rest. Do not spiral into more to feel useful. Now, how you respond over the next 7 days. Guard the first 10 minutes of your morning for me. No inputs before my voice. Make this your non-negotiable attention block. Each day, ask the same question and take one specific action tied to it. Track your steps in a simple list. Your mind respects what your eyes can see. Schedule one conversation you have avoided that aligns with your assignment, collaboration, counsel, or closure. Review your commitments and withdraw from one misaligned obligation with honor. Create a simple yes/no filter. Does this carry peace? Does this serve my assignment? If not, it is no for now. Remove one source of chronic noise. Mute a thread. Unfollow accounts that stir comparison. Unsubscribe from emails that inject false urgency. Set an attention alarm twice a day that asks you to look up and ask, "Am I present with what God assigned me now?" Practice Sabbath in the week. Select a window to cease striving on purpose and let me retune your nervous system to peace. In these 7 days, do not make any major commitments without both peace and simple confirmation. If chaos is your only green light, it is not me. At week's end, review with me. What flowed, what dragged, what received confirmation without chaos. Adjust accordingly. Here is what you must refuse while you grow in responsiveness. Do not announce what I only asked you to initiate. Private obedience precedes public fruit. Do not crowdsource direction from people who have not stewarded your process. Invite counsel, not confusion. Do not mistake research loops for action. Once you have enough to begin, begin. Do not wait for the perfect moment. You create the moment by obeying. Do not let someone else's countdown force you into timelines I did not give you. Pressure is not your shepherd. Peace is. When manipulation presents itself as urgency, step back. When peace clarifies and a simple next step appears, step in. I am training you like an athlete of attention. Reps matter. Each time you respond, your discernment strengthens. Each time you delay out of fear, your noise grows. Choose the strengthening. Train your reflex to my whisper. When you sense me say, pause, you pause. When I highlight a name, you reach out. When I withdraw peace from a path, you pivot. When I repeat an instruction, you treat it as priority, not background. This is how responsiveness matures, through immediate, small, clean obedience, repeated until consistency becomes character. You have asked for breakthrough. Hear me plainly. Breakthrough is the byproduct of alignment, and alignment is the fruit of attention paid consistently. Do not romanticize it. Do not complicate it. Attention today, attention tomorrow, attention next week. Not dramatic but definite, not spectacular but specific. This is how windows are walked through instead of watched from afar. This is how your inner clock stays set to my cadence while the world shouts for hurry or sleep. I am not scolding you. I am commissioning you. I do not shame you for yesterday's drift. I summon you to today's focus. Lift your eyes. Put your phone down when I say, look at me. Put your hands to the exact task I highlighted. Let your yes be yes without embroidery. Let your no be no without excuses. Keep your voice soft and your feet honest. If you are seeing this, know that I am near and I am clear. The window is open. Responsiveness is your hinge. Pay attention, my child. Move when I whisper. Rest when I say rest. Speak when I say speak. Wait when I say wait. Your next breakthrough will not be wrestled into being. It will be received because you responded in time. Attention is the price of alignment. Give it now and walk with me through what I have already prepared. My child, attention. Do not scroll past this. When the stirring rises, the flutter in your chest, the sudden alertness, the inexplicable tug, this is not panic. This is alignment knocking. This is me interrupting your momentum to realign your direction. I am not entertaining you. I am appointing you. If you are seeing this now, it is finally your time to learn how to open this word on demand, in the moment, without drama. Hear me and do what I say, exactly and immediately, because windows open for those who are ready to step through. This is divine timing, meeting your life in real time. First, stop and acknowledge. Do not argue with what you feel. Do not rename it anxiety because you are used to bracing for loss. Put your phone down, unclench your jaw, unhunch your shoulders. Breathe slowly. Create a pause that breaks panic. Name it with me. God, I hear you. I feel the stirring. I am present. Say it out loud. Those words are a key that locks the door on spiraling and opens the door to alignment. Attention now. This pause is not inactivity. It is obedience. Silence was not absence. Silence was alignment forming. Your pause is how you agree with heaven's pace instead of fear's countdown. 3 breaths. 1 sentence. God, I hear you. That is the first gate. Then open the word. Not for information, for alignment. Not to collect verses to post, but to receive the one instruction, I am pressing into your spirit. Ask me plainly for 3 things, and no more. 1 correcting instruction to adjust you. 1 confirming peace to steady you. 1 next step to move you. Keep it simple. Read slowly until peace rises and pride quiets. I am not hiding. I will highlight a sentence, a phrase, a picture in your spirit. Where conviction touches, do not defend yourself. Let me correct you. Where peace settles, mark it as your center. Where a next step becomes clear, hold it like a seed. Do not get lost in commentary or chase novelty. Stay with the line that breathes. Alignment happens when my word organizes you. Mind, then mouth, then movement. Let it organize you now. Next, audit your inputs. What feeds confusion must decrease. What feeds clarity must increase. Bring your world under review in my presence. Music, does it stir hunger or hype? Keep the songs that return you to prayer. Mute the soundtracks that escort you into nostalgia and regret. Voices, whose counsel increases courage and sobriety, and whose chatter inflames comparison and haste. Draw close to the wise. Step back from the loud. Content, what are you doom scrolling that keeps your soul buzzing but empty? Unfollow what trains your eyes to covet rather than to create. Conversations, who leaves you sharper and softer, and who leaves you scattered and suspicious? Choose sharpening, release scattering. This is not punishment, this is pruning. I am not making you small, I am making you clear. Your inputs set your inner weather. Choose forecast by peace, not by popularity. I am interrupting your routine because routine has almost caused you to miss what I am doing. Break the loop now. Increase what calibrates, reduce what confuses, eliminate what corrodes. After you open the word and audit your inputs, write what you receive. Capture it immediately before noise steals it. Do not aim for poetry, aim for memory. Title a page, open this word now and date it. Write 3 lines and only 3, what I corrected, what I confirmed, what I asked you to do next. Beneath those, note any recurring themes, cautions, and invitations that keep returning in this season. Your notes are not a performance, they are partnership. Consistency over intensity. A quiet daily line outweighs a dramatic monthly outburst. Over days, you will see me drawing the same contour around your life. Boundaries I am building, assignments I am strengthening, pitfalls I am warning you from. Recurrence is confirmation. Chaos is not your confirmation. When you see the same piece, the same phrase, the same nudge repeat without frenzy, trust it. Return to this page. Each time I stir you, small ink becomes deep root. Finally, obey the small instruction, not later, now. Send the message, make the call, set the boundary, end the cycle. Throw out what compromises you, begin what belongs to you. Put the application in, decline the invitation that dilutes you. Book the appointment you have delayed. Step outside and walk while you talk to me. Clean the corner of the room that represents your mental clutter. Draft the paragraph. Start the savings transfer. Delete the hidden thread. Unsubscribe. Apologize. Forgive. Small obedience opens large doors. Many wait for the grand directive and ignore the doorbell of the small step. Do the next honest thing in front of you and watch how alignment multiplies motion without multiplying anxiety. Let me make it painfully simple so your mind cannot pretend it does not know what to do. When the stirring comes, pause and say, God, I hear you. Open the word for one correction, one piece, one step. Audit inputs, reduce confusion, increase clarity. Write what you receive. 3 lines, recurring themes, no fluff. Do the small step now. This is not complicated. It is costly to your old pattern. Attention is the price of alignment. Pay it by acting while the window is open. What happens if you do not obey quickly? Drift returns. Noise expands to fill the space where obedience should have stood. Delay births confusion, not maturity. Your heart hardens by degrees, not decisions. Do not let that happen again. I am speaking like this to protect your sensitivity. I am guarding the softness you fought for in the waiting. The window is not a threat. It is a mercy. Walk through it with small, exact, timely steps. I am not rushing you into chaos. I am pacing you into clarity, urgent but unhurried, precise but peaceful, present, not performative. And as you move, guard your tongue. Do not announce what I only asked you to initiate. Secrecy is not shame, it is stewardship. Share with the few who protect your process. Invite counsel, not chorus. Do not crowdsource your courage to people who love your potential more than your soul. Allow confirmation to come as peace and precision, not as a viral moment that flatters your impatience. If pressure tries to shepherd you with countdowns and ultimatums, step back. My timing does not rush, it aligns. If my peace meets you with a simple next step that you can actually do today, step in. You will want to overthink. You will want to research until action feels irresponsible. Hear me. Over-research is a sophisticated form of fear. Once you have enough to begin, begin. I am not asking you to forecast a year. I am asking you to obey for an hour. Then we will talk again. This is how trust grows. This is how movement compiles into momentum without seducing your identity. You do not need to understand the whole plan to honor the next instruction. You need a soft heart, a quick ear, and steady feet. I saw how your nerves used to spike when the stirring came. Panic narrated, "You are behind." Shame hissed, "You missed it." Those were lies. I am silencing them now. When the stirring comes, agreement is your first worship. God, I hear you. Your second worship is obedience. Send it, say it, stop it, start it. The door will not slam on you while you practice this. I am patient. I am precise. I am not grading your eloquence. I am strengthening your reflex. Each small yes increases your capacity to carry clarity without clutching. Let me prophesy the fruit of this simple checklist over you so your courage rises. As you do this repeatedly, your mornings will quiet faster. Your decisions will stop wobbling. Your relationships will sort by peace without drama. Opportunities will meet you at your pace instead of dragging you at theirs. You will recognize manipulation earlier and exit without apology. You will feel me in your workday and follow me into small pivots that produce disproportionate outcomes. You will no longer call rest laziness or attention a luxury. You will know, bone deep, that I am leading you, not the algorithm, not the crowd, not your fear. My child, attention. Do not postpone this to a better mood or a freer weekend. Do it now. Pause and name the stirring. Open the word for alignment, not amusement. Audit what enters your eyes and ears. Write what I give you until themes form like rails. Obey the small instruction that is already sitting in your chest. Return to me at the end of the day and say, I did what you said. Is there anything else for today? Then rest. I delight in your simple faith. I delight in your steady feet. I delight in how quickly you turn when I whisper. This is how windows are walked through instead of watched from afar. This is how alignment stops being a concept and becomes your cadence. Not early, not late. Now. Divine timing meeting your life in real time. I am here. I am clear. You will not miss me if you move with me like this. Stay with me. Do this today and tomorrow and the next day. Your breakthrough will arrive as the quiet harvest of many small obediences gathered under peace. My child, attention, do not scroll past this. To walk through the window open before you, you cannot carry what I am asking you to lay down. This is not punishment, this is precision. Alignment requires release. What cannot go forward must be set down without negotiation. I love you too much to let you drag yesterday's anchors into tomorrow's assignment. I am not entertaining you, I am appointing you. If you are seeing this now, it is finally your time to travel light. Hear me name what resists alignment so you stop calling it just how I am. People-pleasing is not kindness, it is captivity. Needing approval is not humility, it is hunger aimed at the wrong table. Returning to familiar pain is not loyalty, it is fear making home in a prison because the locks feel predictable. Negotiating with what I already said no to is not wisdom, it is unbelief wearing prudence as disguise. I am severing these patterns gently but decisively because they cannot cross this threshold with you. Receive these contrasts as gates that keep you moving straight. You cannot step into new doors while holding old keys. You cannot carry increase while clinging to insecurity. You cannot run with purpose while asking permission from every passerby. You cannot hold peace while entertaining chaos for company. You cannot stand in clarity while bargaining with confusion to feel less alone. Not because I am withholding, but because mixture makes you wobble. This window requires clean lines and clean hands. Let me teach you how to recognize what is misaligned. When a relationship or environment consistently produces three markers: confusion after conversation, constant compromise of what you know I asked of you, and the steady loss of peace, you are not being sharpened, you are being siphoned. Pay attention. If you walk away smaller in your voice, cloudier in your convictions, and heavier with a need to explain yourself to your own soul, that is not iron sharpening iron. That is sand in your gears. If you leave a room strategizing how to be less honest next time so they remain comfortable, that is misalignment. If you hide what brings you life to stay tolerated, that is misalignment. If your body dreads the meeting but your ego craves the validation, that is misalignment. Do not romanticize it. Name it. Now, old attachments. Some are people, some are roles, some are versions of you that no longer fit the assignment I put in your bones. You have carried rooms that once raised you but now reduce you. I am not asking you to dishonor history. I am asking you to honor destiny. Release the communities that celebrate your stagnation more than your transformation. Step back from partnerships that require you to mute conviction to keep the contract. Return the opportunities that demand your peace as the price of entry. Put down coping habits that tranquilize your discernment. Conversations you replay to keep the grievance warm. Screens you run to so you do not have to feel. Purchases that briefly crown you and then leave you hollow. You do not need these to survive this crossing. I am your steady. Old agreements must break now. Vows made in pain have been governing your choices like unseen laws. I will always fix it. I must be needed to be loved. I do not ask for help. I will stay small to stay safe. I deserve chaos because I made mistakes. I cannot trust my hearing. These are not covenant with me. They are contracts with fear. Say this with me now, out loud and simple. I break agreement with the lie that my worth is earned by pleasing people. I break agreement with fear that says I must stay small to be safe. I break agreement with the story that chaos is normal for me. I agree with your word that my peace is my inheritance. My yes can be simple, and my next step can be clean. Do not wait for a feeling to confirm it. Your words move the latch. Your actions close the door. And old fear, let's call it by name so it stops narrating your days. Fear of being abandoned if you change. Fear of being exposed if you succeed. Fear of being embarrassed if you try. Fear of not knowing enough. Fear of being too much. You have let fear act as your project manager. It has scheduled your life around worst-case movies. It is fired. Peace is your supervisor now. Precision is your co-worker. Confirmation comes without chaos. When fear sends a countdown, step out of the clock. When fear recites statistics, answer with obedience, not debate. You do not need to win an argument with fear. You need to move without its permission. Do not tell yourself you are being relational by maintaining what is decaying your tenderness. Here is what release looks like in practice so your courage has handles. Send the boundary you drafted 3 times and never sent. Short, clear, kind. I won't be able to continue in this way. Wishing you well. End the auto-renewal for the thing that buys you a sense of belonging at the price of your center. Return the deposit if the project requires you to bend truth. Mute or unfollow what keeps you comparing instead of creating. packed the box of items that anchor you to an identity I already outgrew in you. Clothes that perform a past you, trinkets tied to a relationship I asked you to release, notes that keep your grief looping and give them away. If an apology is owed, give it cleanly without bargaining. If forgiveness is needed, offer it as a key, not as permission for re-entry. Do not announce what I asked you to end. End it. Private obedience precedes public fruit. You will be tempted to negotiate, to thin your no into a maybe, to ask for one more round inside the loop that bruised you. Hear me, pause the debate. The answer is still no. What I called no yesterday is not disguised as yes today because your feelings miss familiarity. Familiar pain is not home. Safety is not sameness. You wanted a sign. Here is one. If keeping it requires you to lie to yourself, lose your peace, and live in apology loops, release it. I will not let the door you need swing shut while you set this down. My timing does not rush. It aligns, urgent but unhurried, clean. Grieve what must be grieved. Honor what was good. But do not turn grief into a lifestyle to avoid growth. Allow the sadness to pass through, then let me fill the space with strength. Release is not loss. It is room making. It is pruning that increases fruit. It is empty shelves so I can hand you new scrolls. It is your hands coming open so I can place what your clenched fists could not hold. When you release, you make capacity for the confirmation you have prayed for to actually land. When your arms are full of what I am no longer breathing on, even my yes feels heavy. Put down what is done and watch clarity arrive without chaos. I saw the cost you fear. I saw the nights you did not set the boundary because their disappointment felt like judgment against your goodness. I saw you return to rooms where you were tolerated because rejection had trained you to call crumbs a meal. I am rewriting this. You are not abandoning, you are advancing. You are not cruel, you are clear. Many start strong, few stay steady. You will stay steady because you will stay separate from what siphons you. Here is how you move today, so momentum becomes mercy. Write a simple release list with 3 columns. Old attachments, old agreements, old fear. Put 3 items in each. Circle 1 in each column. Do 1 action against each today. Send, cancel, throw away, renounce, step. When the pushback comes, silence, guilt tactics, sudden urgency, do not interpret it as my red light. It is just the noise of an old system losing access. Stay with the peace I gave you. Return tonight and tell me what you did. Let me steady your hands again. As you release, you will notice what you asked me to teach you next. Peace expanding, precision sharpening, confirmation arriving without chaos. That is how you will know it is me. But for now, my child, attention, lay it down. Do not negotiate with what cannot come. This is not loss. This is alignment making room. Not early, not late. Now, walk light with me through the window I have opened. My child, attention, listen carefully now. You have laid things down. You have felt the cost and chosen clean lines. Now you will ask, how will I know it's you guiding the next step? Hear me. My direction carries peace and precision. Chaos is not your confirmation. If you are seeing this now, it is finally your time to trust the way I steady you when I speak. Do not seek fireworks. Seek order. Do not seek frenzy. Seek the quiet authority that settles you enough to move. This is how peace feels when it is me. Your breath slows without you forcing it. Your jaw softens. Your shoulders release. The dread that eats minutes off the clock loosens its teeth. The step I highlight may challenge you, but it will not terrorize you. It may require courage, but it will not require you to betray your conscience. Peace is not the absence of risk. It is the presence of me inside the risk. You will sense a clean center, like your soul puts both feet on the floor. That is me. Attend to it. Now, precision. When I lead, I do not scatter you, I narrow you. I repeat themes until they become rails you can hold. I correct you consistently at the same fault lines until you become strong where you were once porous. I do not confuse you with a new direction every hour. I speak in sequences, not in spirals. Clarify, then act. Prune, then plant. Withdraw, then step. Listen, then move. Precision appears as timely confirmations that do not yank you by the collar but meet you at the pace of obedience. A message from a trusted voice echoing what we spoke in private. An open door that does not demand you pay with your peace. Provision that fits the step you must take now, not a jackpot that intoxicates you into skipping formation. Order, not hurry. Clean alignment, not crowded pressure. Let me draw the contrast so you never confuse noise for guidance again. Counterfeit urgency shouts in your ear with countdowns and shame. Do it now or lose everything. If you don't say yes, you will be forgotten. It bloats your ego and shrinks your integrity in the same breath. It flatters you into haste, then abandons you in confusion once you comply. The fruit is panic, fog, and self-betrayal. You leave that space smaller, suspicious, and searching for yourself. That is not me. I do not shepherd by panic. I do not disciple by dread. When I say attention, I am not stamping EDing you. I am aligning you. You asked for examples you can hold. Hear them and remember, when it is me, the invitation respects your boundaries because I taught you to set them. The opportunity comes without demanding secrecy or compromise to secure it. Dates line up, resources appear in proportion to the step, and counsel from the wise affirms what you already heard without adding hysteria. The conversation that matters requires honesty, but not theatricality. When you speak truth, the floor does not disappear. The meeting that is yours brings clarity by the end, even if every detail is not finalized. The next action is plain enough to do today. The correction I bring stings only long enough to heal. It does not leave you spiraling, self-loathing, or numb. My conviction is surgical, not savage. When it is not me, doors slam unless you rush. Terms morph mid-sentence. You feel your peace draining while your pride argues you are just being bold. You rehearse justifications before you have even said yes. You feel watched, not witnessed. You draft answers that sound less like truth and more like performance. After the call, you need a recovery nap from confusion, not a strengthening rest from obedience. Mark it. Chaos is not your confirmation. Hear this about silence again so you stop panicking when I am quiet. Silence was not absence. Silence was alignment forming. The absence of noise is sometimes the presence of direction. When I hold my tongue, it is not because I am indifferent. It is because I am rooting the last instruction in you until it can carry weight. Do not manufacture a word to soothe your nerves. Do not pull random signs out of a hat to keep your adrenaline fed. If you have not received new direction, return to the last clear step and do it more completely, more cleanly, more consistently. The teacher is not absent during the test. The teacher is measuring what you have learned. You want a test you can pray through in moments of uncertainty. Use this simple discernment triad in my presence. Does this increase peace? Does this sharpen purpose? Does this call forth character? If any of these three collapse under the weight of the option, pause. Ask the next questions. Is this consistent with what I have been highlighting in this season? Or does it require you to unlearn my last correction overnight? Does this step ask you to pretend you are smaller than the person I am forming? Can you obey it today with the resources already in your hand? Precision creates doable obedience. Confusion creates endless drafts. I will also confirm by recurrence without chaos. You will see the same phrase appear in your reading, the same image resurface in prayer, the same caution return in counsel, not as a crescendo of fear, but as a steady drumbeat of alignment. 2 or 3 witnesses inside peace, not 2 or 3 megaphones outside your spirit. I do not need a circus to say yes to you. I do not need a scandal to say no for you. I will often meet you in the ordinary with an extraordinary steadiness, and that is how you will know it is me. Note how your body tells on what is leading you. With me, time feels spacious enough to choose integrity. Your breath widens the room. You can hear the sound of your own soul again. Sleep returns. Laughter does not leave a hangover of shame. Tears wash, they do not drown. With pressure, time collapses, breath shortens, your voice thins, and you begin rehearsing speeches for people I did not appoint as your judges. Attend to these signs. I made your body a witness to your spirit. When discernment clarifies, walk it out steadily. No hype, no spirals. Do not turn my peace into a social performance to earn validation for what I already affirmed. Guard the instruction until it roots. Share with the few who guard your heart, not the crowd that grades your pace. Move one measured step, then check your peace. Move again. This is how you build a trail of obedience that your future can follow without getting lost in personality and pressure. Do not mistake slowness for faithfulness or speed for faith. Faithfulness is accurate responsiveness. Sometimes that looks like same-day action. Sometimes that looks like holding your line while I move pieces you cannot reach. Either way, peace and precision will be present. The more you practice this, the less you will need dramatic confirmations. I am training your reflex to recognize me without the storm. I saw you when you begged for signs because you did not trust your hearing. I am growing you beyond frantic fleeces. You know my voice more than you think. You have felt me often and called it coincidence because you feared presumption. I am correcting that now. Call my peace by its name, call my precision by its name, and call chaos what it is, a counterfeit guide selling you hurry as holiness. My child, attention. When it is me, you will not be whipped into motion. You will be walked into alignment. Your steps will be clear enough to do, your heart steady enough to stay, your mind quiet enough to hear the next whisper. Chaos is not your confirmation. Peace and precision are. Let that settle. Let it decide what you say yes to and what you release. Not early, not late. Now, move with me steadily and watch confirmation arrive without noise. My child, attention. Do not go back to sleep. Stay here. Stay steady. Stay present. The window before you is real, but you will not enter it by rushing. You will enter it by remaining awake inside the step I have already placed in your hand. I am not asking you for frenzy. I am asking you for focus. This is divine timing meeting your life in real time. Not early, not late. Now, hold your line. Walk your next yes with clean hands and a quiet heart. Hear the story I have been telling you and let it settle as your frame. The interruptions were mercy, not noise. The restlessness was transition, not anxiety. The delay was preparation, not denial. The attention I demanded was not a suggestion. It was the price of alignment. The response I require is not dramatic. It is steady and immediate. I was not teasing you. I was training you. I did not withhold. I was widening your capacity. I saw your private endurance. I saw your hidden yes. Many start strong. Few stay steady. You stayed. That is why this window is open now. So do not treat this as an inspirational moment and then drift. Do not scroll yourself numb and call it rest. Do not stuff your day with noise and call it diligence. Presence is your assignment now. Accuracy is your worship. Faithfulness is not the speed of your sprint. Faithfulness is the steadiness of your steps, matching my cadence. Attention is obedience in real time. When I interrupt, movement is required. When I am quiet, consistency is required. Either way, stay awake. This is how you will carry the day differently. Wake and give me the first attention, not as performance but as alignment. Say it out loud before any other voice sets your rhythm. Jesus, I receive your instruction. I choose alignment over distraction. Breathe. Place your feet on the floor of peace. Ask me for the step you can do today without chaos, and do that step before the world talks you into 10 others. Protect the margin that protects your hearing. Keep your yes simple. Keep your no clean. Keep your pace honest. As you move, check your triad. Does this increase peace? Does this sharpen purpose? Does this call forth character? If yes, proceed. If no, pause. Precision will meet you in the pause. Guard against the old lullabies that put you back to sleep. Familiar screens that anesthetize you. Conversations that rehearse your grief instead of releasing it. Projects that flatter your ego while taxing your integrity. You know them now by fruit. They shrink your voice. They fog your clarity. They drain your peace. When they call, decline. When they knock, do not negotiate. When they perform urgency, remember, chaos is not your confirmation. I am training you to live from signal, not from siren. You asked me to keep you from missing this. I will. But hear my condition. Stay present. Stay inside the day I gave you. Eat from your portion, not from panic. Do not compare your window to someone else's door. Do not borrow a crisis to feel important. Do not trade steadiness for spectacle. I do not need you to be impressive. I need you to be aligned. I did not call you to entertain crowds with anxious leadership. I called you to carry peace like gravity that steadies rooms when you enter. I saw you rehearse worst-case endings to protect yourself from disappointment. Bring those movies to me. Let me write new endings you have not imagined because fear has been your screenwriter. I am replacing adrenaline with trust. I am replacing hypervigilance with holy vigilance. One watches for danger, the other watches for me. One scans for what can go wrong. The other notices what I am already making right. Choose the latter. Keep your eyes on me and your feet on assignment. This is how you remain awake. Practice this rhythm so wakefulness becomes your default. Morning, consecrate your attention. Midday, recenter with one measured breath and one honest question. What is my next faithful step? Evening, rehearse obedience, not failure. Name what you did with me today, even if it was small. Small steps seed large futures. I am not requiring grandeur. I am requiring congruence. Let your outer schedule reflect your inner instruction. Align your calendar to your calling. Schedule your yes. Put guardrails on your time the same way you put locks on your doors. Not to be rigid, but to be safe for the promise you carry. If this word steadies you and you want to help keep this signal clear for others, support this work. Leave a kind comment, share it with the one who needs it, or partner with us through super thanks. But hear me, do not mistake sharing for obeying. Do the step first. Let testimony flow from action, not adrenaline. I commission you now not as a consumer of inspiration, but as a carrier of alignment. Walk into your day alert and unafraid. Keep your phone from steering your soul. Keep your peace from being negotiated in every hallway. Keep your word to me above your desire to please the room. Speak when speaking is obedience. Be silent when silence is strength. Move when I nudge. Hold when I say hold. This is not entertainment. This is appointment. I am not entertaining you. I am appointing you. You wanted confirmation you could hold without shaking. Here it is. As you stay steady, provision will meet you at the next step, not the fantasy leap. Counsel will echo what I told you in private, not override it with theater. Strength will return in cycles, not spikes. You will notice joy without performance, rest without sedation, courage without rage. These are the signs of staying awake. These are the fruits of alignment. Do not let the first headwind convince you the window closed. Resistance does not equal red light. Discouragement is not direction. Return to your triad. Return to your peace. Return to the last clear step and do it cleanly. When voices multiply, reduce the room until you hear me again. One whisper from me is better than 1,000 opinions about me. You do not need a new word every hour. You need the same word lived with increasing fidelity. My child, attention. The window is open. The path is not complicated. It is one faithful step after another, in peace with precision, confirmed without chaos. Let this be the day you refuse sedation. Let this be the day you refuse spectacle. Let this be the day you choose presence over hurry, obedience over impression, alignment over distraction. Breathe, lift your eyes, take the next step. I am with you. I go before you. I am your pace, not early, not late. Now stay steady, stay present, and walk the next step.